Infinity Games Podcast.
Cough.
3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 8, 4, 5.
I don't know how that goes. I really don't.
So re mi fa sol la ti do.
That one.
No, do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do! The tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. Okay, anyways. Welcome to the Infinity Games Podcast, episode 33. I'm KelryxsKing.
I'm Jukeboxhero.
Fun fact for anybody listening, if you've been following us for any amount of time, if you like our content, we started this shit 1 year and 1 month ago to the day, as I just found out from Jukebox, because I don't keep track of that shit because I'm not as good with computer stuff.
Yeah. We've had some breaks in between, and it's been exactly like 2 months since we released our last episode. But yeah, we've been doing this for 13 months.
So that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Another thing that's fucking cool.
Not much longer until episode 42.
Indeed, we're getting there.
I was going to say level 42. I should just rename all of our episodes levels.
Why haven't we been doing that?
Good question.
I like it. Let's start that now. Welcome to level 33.
Oh, God. I can dig it.
So, the other super cool thing, that jukebox guy.
Hi. The other special
third
thing.
Cool thing. I'm
KelryxsKing.
KelryxsKing's cat.
I almost forgot your name because I'm looking at your name on Discord and I'm like, that's not right.
I have like 10 different fucking usernames.
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck. Anyways.
The cool thing.
The cool thing, if you've been
Ice.
listening to the podcast before, you've heard us... Jesus, fuck, are we done with this yet?
Maybe.
Do you have one more, Jukebox? I'll let you do one more.
We're
I like it.
Even though it's like plus 23 finally.
Sweet Christ, I hate it so much.
Oh, fuck. No, we're not even starting this yet. Like, cut the music right here. Did you know, as of a few weeks ago, that we set a new record for consecutive days below zero?
Yes, I did. What did we hit? Like 191 days or some shit like that?
Okay, so the old record was 166 in 1970 something. The new record is 167. I don't know if we went anywhere past that, but that is literally 2 weeks away from being able to tell people we literally had 6 months of winter.
Damn it!
Yeah. And I'm calling that close enough. So if people ask, I'm going to tell them we had 6 months of fucking winter.
Yeah, we literally had half a year of winter. And you think we're kidding?
Yeah, and you know what? The snow melted, and now it's construction season.
Yay! I love when I'm playing online and people are like, "Is Canada actually like that shitty temperature wise?" And I'm like, "Now listen here."
Okay, so on Reddit, one of the biggest subreddits, it's our picks, something like 20 million users or whatever. The number one
Christ.
photo with like 61,000 upvotes was some girl wrapped up in a scarf and stuff holding a sign out in the snow saying, "Everyone else thinks it's April, but to us it's January the 105th.
I saw that and it fucking made me laugh so hard.
Dude, all of the comments were like, half the comments came off this one dude in California saying like below 74 degrees Fahrenheit, you need to get a beanie and a jacket. And I did the conversion. That's like 20 degrees Celsius.
That's fucking pathetic. That's like when we went to Disneyland, me and the family in 8th grade, when I was in 8th grade, when
Yeah.
I was in 8th grade, when we were in 8th grade, Jesus fuck. We went to Disneyland. We went out the one night because there's like this, like, it's not quite like it's a strip, right? And it has lots of like kiosks. There's a few stores that are open. Like, it's honestly just really cool.
Got it.
Right? We go out. It's fucking 9 o'clock at night. It's dark. It's like plus 21. So we all go out. Me, mom, dad, and dipshit. We all go out. It was like 21 degrees. We all go out, t-shirts, shorts. Mom's wearing like a tank top. We're all in flip-flops. Dad has his fucking hat on because it never leaves his fucking head. And we go out and literally everybody else is in fucking parkas. Like, I shit you not. I saw a guy, like, the kind of coat that you wear if you have to walk to school in minus fucking 40. He was wearing one of those, and it was in the pluses.
Dear Lord.
I'm like, you need help. Your body is not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
No.
But anyways, the
cool thing.
The actual...
Cue the music back up.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I found a thing. The actual cool thing that I'm really excited about, and I just told Jukebox about, and he's really excited about, is, again, if you've listened to our podcast for a little while, you've probably heard us mention this, and it's part of the reason why we've been so inconsistent for the last few months. I work out of town, and my internet is not always good enough to be able to run Discord and Audacity and all that, and Jukebox and I can't do a recording all the time when I'm working up here. So...
sad times.
And then when the week that I'm home, I have to fit 3 weeks of shit into a week of time. So I'm usually incredibly busy, and Jukebox is usually incredibly busy. So it was just kind of this massive clusterfuck for like 5 straight months.
Those 3 weeks is just a lot of sex and sleep.
Exactly, pretty much. I mean, what? Sex? What's that? We are a family-friendly fucking channel around here.
Watch your fucking language.
Sorry. Oh, shit. Sorry. My bad. All right. Anyways.
We are not family friendly. We are tagged explicit on iTunes.
In T-minus 4 days and counting, I will be home for good. This job that I'm currently working out of town is completing. We are done. We are all coming home. Every frickin' employee, except like a few that are staying around to like rip everything apart. We all come home on the 30th of April, which to me is a pretty sick birthday present.
Yay!
Because I get older and older and not wiser as of Sunday. Try to guess which day we're recording. Da da da. Anyways, so. Thursday. So, best case scenario, because of course we're still both fucking adults. We still have lives, and we still have shit we have to attend to outside of gaming. Well, Jukebox does. That's like my whole life. I just do nothing but. But Jukebox is a respectable adult who actually has shit he needs to accomplish. Anyways.
Yeah, like sleep.
Yeah, Jesus.
It's the one of the two things.
The difference is Kelryx can run on 4 hours of sleep because that's just how I somehow am lucky enough to be able to function. Jukebox runs on 3 hours of sleep because he has no fucking choice. Because for some goddamn reason sleep? He just doesn't sleep. But it's not doesn't sleeping. He doesn't not sleep because he wants to like I do. He doesn't sleep because he just has no choice.
Yeah, so it just happens.
So, we should...
The point is, we should be able to record more regularly.
Yeah, that.
Out with it.
So we should be able to be back on a weekly schedule. Jesus, that went on way too long.
It took us 20 minutes to tell him that.
You remember how I said we were going to do the main topic in like 20 minutes? Yeah, fuck that. Anyways, so, all the fun. We know... I don't know. If it was me listening to this podcast, I would enjoy this little tirade, but I'm a psychopath, so...
No, everyone, they're just clocked out. They're like, what the fuck's wrong with these guys?
Anyways, so the main thing we're talking about, and if you watched episode 32, you probably have a half-assed idea what we're going to fucking go on about.
Meanwhile, everyone's just like, fuck, what was 32?
We're starting a pornography channel.
Yes.
It's
you can
going
find
to be...
us on... No, I'm.
It is literally.
I'm cutting this out.
Just a big. Anyways, so in episode 32, we talked about the Ready Player One book by Ernest Cline.
We're making a porn
Because-
parody.
Exactly. Those probably exist. VR headsets are around for a reason, I suppose.
Oh god. I mean, there's the woman in the trailer that you see just like stripper pole in the trailer.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Okay, it's in the trailer.
I take your word for it. So, we
I'm
talked
confusing
about the
myself.
book.
She's in the trailer in the movie, which is in the trailer for the theatrical release.
I'm on board now. I thought we were talking about like the trailers for the VR headset stuff for fucking Ready Player One.
Okay. I'm just gonna shut up and you can tell us what we're talking about.
Oh yay. Bleh.
And another
So-
thing about those trailers.
Sweet Christ, jukebox. So, because we talked about the book in episode 32 because I read it. I loved the ever living shit out of it. It's my second favorite book of all time. My fiance read it. She loved the ever living fuck out of it. And then Jukebox read it, and he hated the ever living fuck out of it.
Yeah, worst thing to exist ever.
Literally ever. No,
I fucking love it.
Jukebox also fucking loved it. It's probably his favorite book, excluding like autobiographies.
Yeah, it's up there. Like
It's
top
up there.
10. Top 10 territory.
Holy fuck, only the top 10? I'm disappointed.
I mean, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy spans 5 books.
It's in his top 3 if one per franchise.
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go. Because mine's the exact same way. It doesn't even hit the top 10 if we do it like that. So anyways. So, the movie for Ready Player One came out on March 30th.
Fuck, that was a month ago.
Right?
No wonder I'm having a hard time remembering everything that happens.
So because fuck my life, I was up at work when that came out, so I had to wait an extra week, like fucking everything.
I waited for the matinee, so I wasn't much earlier than you.
Yeah, so we both saw it a little late, but it didn't really matter. So the way Jukebox and I are going to do this is, of course, we have to talk about the movie. And you're going to understand why we had to talk about the movie in the next fucking episode. Because one, it pleases both of our OCD levels. If it's like episode 32, Ready Player One book, episode 33, Ready Player One movie.
Yeah.
Gets the boners hard.
That's what he's got to do to shoot his goo.
Ooh. So the way we're going to do this is, now that you know what we're talking about, and I mean, you clicked on the episode, downloaded it, whatever you did, you know what we're going to talk about. This whole lead up was pointless. But anyways.
You still with us? Maybe you shouldn't be.
Oh, look, they're going to talk about the Ready Player One movie. I really liked that movie. I want to hear their opinions. Why are they still rambling? It's been 16 minutes.
Yeah, go back to episode 4, listen to Ukulele, and forget about this one.
Have a great time.
No, not actually. We're talking about the movie now. We both saw it. It was excellent.
Yeah. So what we're going to do...
Excellent trash.
Oh, shit. So what we're going to do is we're both going to give our personal ratings for the movie out of 10.
Yeah, we're going to give it 2 ratings. We're going to give it our out of 10 as a movie and our out of 10 as an adaptation.
Adaptation, whatever, they both work. English is fucked. So I shouldn't correct Jukebox. He went to university. I'm just a tradesman.
No. I'm not a linguist.
Numbers.
Honestly, I'm like more of a linguist in Japanese than I am English.
Interesting how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, well, fucking like elementary, dude. It's like subjugate, predicate, all that shit. I'm just like, man, I'm just copying from my first answer because it's the same for everyone after it.
Pretty much.
I didn't care to learn our language properly.
No.
Japanese class, I had no choice. My grade was attached to it.
I need to pass.
Yeah, my GPA needs this.
So we'll give our overall score, our score as an adaptation, and then we'll talk about why it gets this. We'll give like slight reasoning why we give it the scores we do.
Brief summary.
Brief summary. Our personal scores we're obviously going to talk about at length throughout the rest of this podcast. Our adaptation scores we'll discuss I mean, we don't really need to discuss them. All we need to say is a few words for why they get the score they do.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the movie at length.
Yeah, so spoiler warning for when we get there.
Right, meow.
Meow.
Well, I mean, the ratings don't really matter.
Yeah.
Jukebox, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Just do your personal. We'll do the adaptation ones after.
Yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
And give me a quick reason as to why.
Because just as I felt with the book, it is an excellent, let's say, movie. It's a horrible piece of literature.
Which is fair.
Yeah. Though, I mean, it's not a book, so it's not... What would be the equivalent? Cinematography?
Yeah,
maybe?
You
Sure.
could go with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a linguist, damn it.
Fuck. We need one on the show, quick. Yeah, so I mean, it was highly entertaining, but at the same time, it just has holes. It's just like, yeah. What about you?
So, it gets a 10 for me.
Because you cried.
Because I cried. Like a lot. My eyes were very red after this movie, and you can ask Jukebox. I am a very kind-souled person, but I'm also a very cold motherfucker.
Yeah.
The amount of fucks I have to give are literally zero.
Either you cut out or you didn't know how to say sky high.
Ha ha.
Look upon my field of fucks and see that it is barren.
Okay, Macbeth, tone it down a minute. No, that's Hamlet. That was closer to Hamlet. Fuck, I get Shakespeare mixed up.
Alas, Horatio, I knew him well.
Oh God. So I will discuss why this movie made me cry, and I'm not talking like a single manly tear. Like I'm saying, like I had to choke back very audible sobs.
Oh God.
like when I remember, if you've ever seen the movie Marley and Me,
Yeah.
like with the golden retriever that's a massive asshole. If you've seen that movie and you thought that movie was fucking sad, this was my equivalent of fucking Marley and Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will explain why this shit hit me so fucking hard.
Give us your brief summary first.
It made me cry.
Okay,
that was my
enough.
brief summary.
Okay, now we're doing our adaption rating, dude. Before you start crying
perfect.
again.
I'm excited for this one. Can we go at the same time?
Yeah, count it down.
3, 2, 1, 0.
1.
Yeah. Oh, 0. Yeah, 0
dude,
wasn't.
I seriously... Hold on. I didn't know if you were counting down or if you cut out and was waiting for me to say 2.
Yeah, no. I was counting down. I forgot to say that I was done after I forgot to say the count is done at 1. No, yeah, okay,
I gave it a 1 as an adaptation.
I will also give it a 1. The main reason it gets a 1 as an adaptation, the characters are the same.
In name only.
In name only.
Yeah.
So yeah, this movie, if you're going to see it because you want to see the book on the big screen,
you're gonna be sorely disappointed.
Walk the fuck away.
You know,
turn
dude,
around.
I was in a chapters the other day, and a guy picked up the Ready Player One book, because of course they got a stack of them out front.
Oh, of course.
And he's like, you know, I saw the movie, I'm thinking of reading the book, and I just wanted to like shake him and be like, it's nothing like the movie.
Okay, but so now I just realized something. Because
What's
anybody listening to this right now is going to be like, well, why'd you rate it so high if the adaptation was so terrible? And here's why I loved. Here's a small part of why I loved the movie so much. Ernest Cline came up with an idea. He invented the idea of the Oasis. And as a video game fanboy, like, I say fanboy, video games are literally my number one passion in life. They are everything. Like, there are very few things I love more than video games, i.e., like, my best friends, Jukebox, hi, my fiance, obviously, and my immediate family. Those are the only things that top video games for me. I've talked about it before. I literally grew up with video games. They have been part of my life since I was a few years old. So, Ernest Cline took an idea that for somebody that loves video games as much as Jukebox and I do, this is literally our fantasy.
Yeah.
This is literally everything we ever want. This is what we hope we get to experience before we're in the fucking dirt.
Yeah, so this is like Sword Art Online came out and it was like, yes, this is the premise. And then this book and movie came out and it was like, yes, this is everything else.
Yeah.
Including Sword Art Online.
Jukebox and I, obviously, we're best friends. We talk outside of the podcast. Fun fact.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Because, you know, we have lives.
Fuck that. Fuck that Kelryx guy. I never fucking talked to him. He's a piece of shit. Why would I ever hang out with that guy?
It honestly makes me sad. I don't talk to Jukebox nearly as much as I want to. Like, every once in a while I'll be like, I need to text him later, and then I'll just like, I'll literally be going to bed at night and I'll be like, what the fuck? But anyways, so
it's all that video gaming, man. It's rotting your brain, don't you know?
Oh, clearly. So Jukebox and I agreed that a large part of why we loved the movie so much is because Ernest Cline came up with a singular idea, and we got to experience that idea in two completely different ways.
Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome.
So, I'm going to make really horrible analogies. So,
I love it.
Have you seen the Netflix Death Note movie?
Oh, Christ.
Have you seen the Netflix Full Metal Alchemist movie?
You're going to stab me for this one, but I didn't completely hate that one.
Okay. So
it wasn't good, but if somebody was like, hey, I want to watch this, do you want to watch it with me? I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it a second time. I don't want Death Note I don't want people to know Death Note the movie exists. Just watch the fucking anime.
Oh, dude, we have completely different views. Okay, I'm just going to go in on this and then you can scream at me in a moment.
Oh, no.
So with Death Note.
Hold on, let me pause for just one quick second.
Yeah.
You know that thing I said about Jukebox and I being best friends?
Oh,
In the next 5 minutes, once he's done with this horse shit, that's it. We're done. Over. No episode 42. We're done at 33.
Fuck. The straw that broke the camel's back.
Was a crappy adaptation. Anyways, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Of course, you know I completely respect your decision. So yeah, you go ahead. I want to hear it from your point of view.
Okay, so here's the thing.
You're wrong.
I'm so wrong.
Okay, go
Don't
ahead.
fight with me. Okay, so I watched Death Note twice. I watched it by myself, and then I watched it with Kari.
Okay.
We watched it right after watching Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Like Netflix Full Metal Alchemist.
Yep.
So, the first time I watched Death Note, I thought it was absolute horrid trash because I had just finished the anime.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so I just finished the anime and I watched the Death Note movie and I'm like, this is like the worst adaptation in fucking existence.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't until after I watched FMA that I was like, yes, Death Note is the worst adaptation in fucking existence, but as a standalone movie, it is actually okay. I still won't say it's good or great or anything because it has so many plot holes and it's fucking bad. And like the needless gore and shit. Like the best part of it is Willem Dafoe. But like it went from being this is like the worst trash in all regards to being this is okay as a standalone movie, because what they kind of did is like they had the characters in name and they had the premise of the Death Note and then everything else was like the director's vision. It was a standalone movie that you can hold completely separate from the book. Yes. FMA, on the other hand, is trying to take all the best fucking points from fucking FMA and stuff them into this like short timeline where like nothing connects to each other. And it's horrible as an adaptation, and it's horrible as a standalone movie.
Agreed. So, here's...
Are we still best friends?
We are. I still love you to death. I will take a bullet for you, even though you won't do the same with me because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm a wuss. I don't like pain. Let's just avoid that situation altogether, and we won't have to worry about it.
Okay, fine. Cancel the gun. Anyways, so here we'll touch on this quick because of course we're going way out, but we're still on the tracks, but we're starting to veer. I hated the Death Note movie as an adaptation. I've literally have not enjoyed a single book / manga / video game / anime live movie adaptation. I hate every single fucking one of them because I've seen the original source. I have watched the entire Death Note anime. I've read the entire Death Note anime. I have fucking watched all of Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood and read all of Full Metal Alchemist. I literally have the whole thing in my brain. Same with if you go back like to when the Aragon movie came out, when the Percy Jackson movies came out, when fucking the Cirque du Freak movie came out. Oh, okay, no, that's like some fucking 666 pentagram shit. We don't talk about that. Bleep that out.
Okay.
I will not have that in the podcast.
Okay, I'll bleep it for you.
Yay. People will be like, why did it get bleeped? What was it? Oh no. Actually, that'll be kind of funny. Anyways, I hate all of these on the grounds of them being adaptations. But every single one of them, I have said by itself as a standalone movie, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Same with the Death Note. Like, obviously, do I like it as an adaptation? No, because Light's a fucking idiot. L is an angsty teenage boy who doesn't get his way, which is... I'm going to stop myself right there because I'll fucking be on this for 20 minutes.
Yeah, stop.
And Misa... Hey.
It's like Veronica from Riverdale.
Yeah, but sweet Christ is William Dafoe amazing.
Yeah, he's great in everything ever.
Yeah, literally, he made that movie for me. Like, anytime he was on screen / talking, I was like, I'm listening.
Best performance, Green Goblin.
Agreed. Agreed.
Hold on, I'm getting us even farther off track because I finally watched like the last 4 Ghibli movies I had to watch to see all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember which movie it was now, but he was totally the voice of someone in something.
I feel like it's The Cat Returns.
Yeah, it definitely was. He was the like bad hippie cat king, I think.
Fun.
Yeah.
So, Ready Player One falls into that exact same category for both Jukebox and I. If you watch it for the sake of watching it as an adaptation, you're going to have a bad fucking time.
Yeah.
If you watch it because you think it looks dope as shit, and it is, you're going to have a fucking great time. Because it's a fucking nostalgia boner. Like, the whole time.
Yeah. Just
literally,
references to everything, always.
Literally. Like, I was watching it, and I was constantly looking for references and little Easter eggs here and there and everywhere. I walked out of the movie theater, I turned to my fiance, I look at Hylexa, and I'm like, how many Easter eggs did you find? And she's like, there were Easter eggs?
Oh, God.
I was like, what, really? She's like, I mean, I saw like Tracer, and I'm pretty sure I saw like a Ninja Turtle at one point, but I was just kind of enjoying the shit out of it. I didn't look for anything. I'm like, Jesus fuck, woman, I saw like 75.
Yeah, I wasn't counting, but like...
I had to round hard. I probably saw more than that. I might have seen less than that, but like 70 sounds like a good number.
Okay, so we've both seen the same video where the guy goes through 300 Easter eggs and stuff, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to debunk about 50 of those because in my opinion, soundtracks and shit don't count.
Okay, so before we get there, and we're still in spoiler-free territory, when they were in a warehouse of sorts, there were some things in there that would have been like my all-time favorite Easter eggs of this entire movie, but I was so busy just like listening to the like story and watching it that I didn't see them at all.
Yeah, and that's why when this movie comes out on like Blu-ray and shit, You will literally be seeing videos on fucking YouTube, and it'll be like 600 plus Easter eggs. I almost guarantee it.
Yeah, it's going to be like this outlay of bricks in the side of this building. If you unblur it during this chase scene, looks like a Transformers logo.
I was going to say Space Invaders, but okay.
I mean, whatever.
Either one. Both. Ding ding. So, we love the ever-living shit out of the movie. Terrible adaptation. But we love it because you get to enjoy the idea of the Oasis in two completely different formats. Which, again, like fucking mega boners.
Are we ready to go into spoiler territory? Okay, good.
We're going into
Perfect.
spoiler territory.
Percival dies. I can't believe it.
Holy fuck, that part was insane.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Like, twist of the century is like halfway through, he just dies, and then it just takes a nosedive out from where the book was.
He like gets hit in the heart, and he's like, oh wow, I'm still feeling it. What is this? The suit is amazing. And then he's like, oh fuck, that's a heart attack. And then H is the new main character.
Now that we've lost everyone.
Yeah, no. So
that doesn't happen.
And of course, as we talk about the movie, we'll be pointing out what makes it such a terrible adaptation. Let's start with the very beginning of the fucking movie. The race for the copper key.
Yeah, because fucking that was in the trailer. And we cried over that shit in the last episode.
Yeah, and then it was like one of the best parts of the fucking movie.
Oh, you know what, dude? I don't think that was in the episode. I think that was after the episode.
It might have been after the episode.
Okay, so quick recap. Copper Key in the book, you have to go through a D&D style dungeon, and then you have to battle the boss monster in Joust, who turns out to be Anorak. In the movie, it's like a fucking Hot Wheels race.
Yeah, like a super dope Hot Wheels race.
Yeah, it's dope as shit, but like it had zero anything to do with Joust, and we just lose our minds whenever Joust is like referenced in anything, because I own a Joust arcade cabinet.
That he built.
Yeah, like, it was originally Joust. It was converted 30 billion times over. By the time I got it, it was an MVP baseball cabinet, and I had to, like, completely refurbish it back into a Joust machine. If you want to hear more about that, check out episode 5.
Hey, callback. So, yeah, so the game... The movie opens up and it's Parzival / Wade Watts. He's talking like, this is the year, this is what's happening, this is my name, blah, 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 you know, monologuing.
Yeah.
He gets to his little hideout, immediately like 20 fucking Easter eggs in just his little hideout.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, stickers, lunchboxes, literally 20 different fucking references. Boom, right there. You can see why this adds up fast.
Yeah. You know what, dude? It was funny. In that 300 Easter eggs video, he's like, and on the lunchbox, you can see Conan, and it's very clearly He-Man.
No, doesn't he say X-Men?
I mean, it's something really stupid, but it's clearly He-Man.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you can see a cleverly placed Conan / X-Men / X-Files lunchbox. And I'm like, that's fucking He-Man, you pleb. Leave. You do not get to do your job anymore. So anyway, so it opens up, and it's literally like, Parzival's like introducing stuff. He's like talking about the Oasis, all the things you can do. It cuts over to H for a little while. He's in like this big battle royale on Planet Doom for this artifact, which, fun fact, if you win, lets you turn into any giant robot of your choosing for up to 2 minutes. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Anybody at all? No? Let me remind you. They took 2 of the coolest parts of the book and smashed it into one thing and then nerfed it slightly.
Yeah.
Because this is how it works in the book, to refresh your memory. There is an item that they get at some point that lets you turn into Ultraman for 3 minutes. They all also, after clearing and getting the Jade Key and going through the second gate, they all get to pick a giant robot of their choosing, which they can use endlessly as long as it isn't, destroyed. So they took the thing that lets you turn into Ultraman and a giant robot and smashed them together, and then was like, 3 minutes is too much. Cut that shit down to 2. So.
Sorry, I'm looking something up.
Oh, fun.
Because I didn't think he was going for that that artifact. I thought that was one you could buy in the...
Nope, that was the prize for that battle royale at the end of the game. Or at the end of the... Yeah. That's what it was for. I can't remember what it was called. The something gauntlet or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it, because, like, at the end of the movie, Daito has it.
Yeah, so I assume... I'm pretty sure what happened is H won it, and then he gave it to Daito, or Daito won it, because him and Sho at the beginning of the movie, they're very, very close to it.
Yeah.
Like, H is, like, running through the battleground, and they're, like, on top of this pyramid, like, fucking shit up ninja style.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, people, we'll get to this later, but ninjas don't hug. Also, I'm gonna mention this real quick, because I technically lied to you. I said it gets a 1 out of 10 because all the characters are the same, in name only. That's false.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, who's not in name?
The names of the high five in order are in the book are Parzival, Artemis, H, Daito, and Shoto. I don't know why, but in the movie they decided Shoto was not a good name, and they shortened it to Sho, which is bullshit.
Right.
Because Daito and Shoto are both references to different types of Japanese swords.
Yeah, that is bullshit.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Because also, fun fact, because I'm a massive fucking nerd if you haven't figured that out already.
You don't say.
Yoda in Star Wars uses a Shoto-style lightsaber, which implies that it is smaller than normal to suit his diminutive stature.
The more you know. Da-da-da.
Knowing is half the battle. So yeah, for some stupid fucking reason, they took out the fucking reference to his, to their names both being references to Japanese types of swords, to different, and just called him Sho. I'm like, oh no, one more syllable, my arch nemesis. Like, I don't know if they were trying to avoid, like, because obviously, like, we talked about this in the book, Shoto is like 11. He's very young.
Right.
Which is kind of dope, because he's like an 11-year-old gaming god. Like, he's on par with all these other guys in the high five who have had, like, upwards of like 5 to 8 years more time to practice and learn than he has.
Yeah, he's what we all wish we were when we were 11.
Hey, whoa, speak for yourself. I'm joking, I was not that hardcore.
Scrub.
Yeah. So, also that artifact lets you turn into a giant robot. I will be talking about that later.
Yeah, you will.
Sweet fucking Christ.
So when they got to Planet Doom and they were showing that all off, fucking Duke Nukem, Freddy Krueger, Duke was like
B-17.
my favorite reference on there.
Yeah, I didn't notice him at first. That was when we watched the YouTube video that I noticed him. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, well, he had the rocket launcher. I'm like, cannon.
Yeah, H during that part, he's using the battle rifle from Halo. Or no, he's using the assault rifle. My bad.
Yeah.
Don't at me. He's using the assault rifle. He's using the AR.
Yeah.
Real quick, you want to know what I'm honestly surprised didn't make an appearance in that movie, as far as we know?
What?
The BFG.
Yeah.
I'm honestly shocked by that.
So, I mean, they did have Duke Nukem, so I don't see... That wouldn't be like a big step away to get, like, a gun from the game. Because...
No, the BFG is from Doom.
Same company, isn't it?
Is it?
No, it's not. It's id and 3D Realms.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, still. It's
I just realized that. I was like, huh.
At the end of the movie, because we always watch the credits at the end of the movie, it was cool to see, like, the copyright claim type things, where it's like, here's the name of every company that we had that we referenced something from.
Yeah, literally hundreds.
Yeah.
There is one thing that I will say made me a little sad because it was like they dropped the ball pretty hard. There was no Easter egg at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
There was no Easter egg at the end of the credits, and I feel like they fucked up pretty hard.
Yeah, they're like, we ain't Disney. We ain't doing that shit.
And I was like, no, but that fits in with it all.
Meanwhile, there totally is, and we just missed it. It's like the shape of the credits or something.
Yeah. So, of course, we're not going to talk about the entire movie scene for scene because we'll be here all goddamn day. So, it's like, we get like a little monologue, Planet Doom, all that shit. They show off all the characters and all this. And another thing that's very different is Ludus isn't a thing.
Yes, well, kind of, because when they're
There's
like
a
zooming
small-
in through the planets,
Yeah.
I noticed that there was a planet Ludus, and I'm like, yes! And then they get into the story, and it has fucking nothing to do with them. Because
Yeah.
in the book, the only place that Parzival could go was Ludus, because he didn't have any coins or anything. And then in
He
the
had no
movie, it's
cash.
just like, fuck it, he can go wherever, pretty much.
Yeah, so he's actually already a fairly high-ranked player in the movie when it starts.
Yeah, I mean...
And he's already good friends with H, obviously, they're besties. And he's already friends with Daito and Shoto. I'm calling him Shoto, I don't even fucking care. Fuck
Yeah,
the movie
do it.
for that. Like, the one small doc still gets 10 out of 10, but like, the one small thing.
God damn it.
So, he's already friends with everybody. And he's already a well-known player. So, like, boom, slash a mark off the adaptation.
Yeah, I don't know how well
'Cause, yeah,
known
he
he
was-
was, but it's definitely a lot more than they made it seem in the book.
Yeah.
In the book,
well,
he was
like, in the-
literally
in-
a no one.
Yeah, in the book, literally a nobody. So,
Yeah.
itchy fucking leg. Okay. So, the first thing that happens in the movie, like really happens, is the race for the copper key starts. And Parzival explains it as when Halliday died, he released like the first clue. And then after a little while, I can't remember if he says a well-known Gunter or a no-name Gunter. He says one of them. It's either well-known or no-name. I can't remember. He says,
Doesn't matter.
this rando dude deciphered the first clue, and then it began the race for the copper key, which I don't know if it's a daily thing or a weekly thing. They don't explain that, but essentially it's like everybody gets in the race. It's a fucking free-for-all. If you make it to the finish line, you get the copper key.
Yeah.
So, of course, the race starts normally. We get like a little sneak peek at Artemis, who is riding what jukebox?
The motorcycle from Akira.
Yeah!
Fucking Kaneda's bike. I fucking love that.
Yeah!
I was like, there has to be anime references in here, and sure as shit.
Yeah!
Yeah.
So, that got Jukebox's boner like, schwang!
Swing.
Schwing. Heh, Wayne's World. Excellent. So, the race for the copper key starts. We get to see like the race happen, and like it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
There's like wrecking balls and like fucking flips. Parzival's driving the DeLorean because he's a fucking G.
And they do show during that race that Parzival has like not much coin because he's like empty and he keeps having to like pick up the coins of people who die in the track.
Yeah, he literally starts at the back of the race for the sake of being able to grab coins from the people who get fucking murked.
Right.
Literally, somebody will get smashed. He like side drifts, opens his door, all the coins fly in, and he immediately throws them into his fucking gas tank.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, and I thought was a nifty little like push at how much talent he had as a gamer. Because the fact that he's able to fucking do all that and not crash the fucking car or get killed himself is freaking amazing.
And see, I enjoyed it because, okay, to fit everything Ernest Cline had in that book into a movie, they would have had to do like a whole TV series or like a trilogy or something. So to cut out the first like 100 pages and explain away these things quickly, Steven Spielberg did a really good job of like showing that Parzival did not have much coin, right?
Yeah.
Because he had to do that. And it showed that he was friends with H because he'd talk with H. and that he was skilled because he made it through this whole thing, and like he knew where the stuff was enough to be able to do those side drifts. So he established pretty much those first 100 pages of the book in 5 minutes without having it be the same as the book.
Yeah. So something to definitely be said about Spielberg right there. So we get to the end of the race, and Parzival's like one of the two that makes it there. It's literally him and Artemis. He pulls over because he knows he can't make this final jump. Plus, like, Kong is in his way.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't make it. And if you die, you do something that they refer to as zeroing out, which is like you lose all your coin, you lose all your shit, like you start from nothing again.
It's like a roguelike RPG.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it, actually.
This is a gaming podcast, damn it.
I always forget that.
Yeah,
I thought they were a movie podcast.
Yeah, Critics Anonymous or something.
Nostalgia critic, eat your heart out. But so he stops because he's like, there's no way I can make it. Sees Artemis coming on the Akira bike. Awesome. And she's like, I'm gonna go for this other jump. He stops her. Her bike gets fucking totaled by Kong. She gets mad at him. He's like, I can't afford to zero out. Get fucked. And then he's like, I love you so much.
Accurate.
So he apologizes for getting her bike totaled. He's like, my buddy can fix it, blah, blah, blah. They go over to H's little hideout. 3 million fucking references in H's fucking hideout.
Oh, God. So, okay.
3 fucking million.
The one I gotta get at, because like I was just like listening and watching the movie and stuff, in the background they totally had the red spaceship from Cowboy Bebop. Why can't I remember its name? Is it the Stingray?
I think so.
Fuck it, I'm looking it up. Anyways, Cowboy Bebop is like my favorite anime of all goddamn time.
Jukebox is entitled to his wrong choice.
Bite me.
I'm joking. Everybody
Best
knows.
choice.
I haven't even seen Cowboy Bebop, and I know it's a fucking masterpiece. Don't worry. One day I will binge it with Jukebox. We still have to watch the rest of Evangelion.
Oh dear Lord.
I will have time now.
Oh, the swordfish. Okay.
You were close.
I'm a fucking ding dong. Anyways, swordfish. It's totally in his hangar, and I missed it like 100%.
And then we were watching the video that points out all the Easter eggs, and Jukebox was like, "Oh!"
Yeah, I lost my shit. I was like, "That?
Yeah.
Wait, what?"
So, H fixes her bike. All good things, and then Parzival realizes, through a bunch of coincidental shit, which I actually found was a good reference to the book, because that's actually a large part of how he figures out where the copper key is in the book. It's a lot of coincidental shit.
Yeah.
It's like he's just conveniently in Latin class, thinks of something, and he's like, huh.
Yeah.
This is Latin for something. This kind of matches up with the thing.
It's the land of conveniences.
Yeah.
And like
so
that was part of my suspension of disbelief. I'm like, how many millions, billions of people are playing this and none of them thought of that? Really?
Yeah. And that is one thing that Jukebox and I do have a gripe with the book and the movie and everything, is it's like, and we talked about this in the last podcast, is it's like when Destiny, one of my favorite games, when a new raid dropped, they give you zero instruction. You literally have to figure out everything from scratch, even the Easter eggs. And literally it's like, raid drops on, let's say, April 24th, April 25th. You see all over YouTube how to do every fucking part of the raid and the Easter egg.
Yeah.
Within like 24 hours. And I'm like, get fucked.
Like, you gotta have some crazy obscure shit before, like, people actually don't catch on to it. It can't be like a fucking Konami code.
Yeah. So this is another thing that does slightly irk me about the movie, is it's like, when it comes to the race for the Copper Key, we haven't told you the solution to the race yet. We're getting to that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have taken that long to figure it out.
Yeah.
Somebody would have tried this just for the sake of fucking trying it.
Yeah, and we're gonna jump right into those reasons now, though, because like I got stuff to say
Yes.
about this. I liked how they made the Anorak's Almanac like an archive where you could actually visually
Me
see
too.
it. It was like a great like adaptation from a book to a movie, or
Yes,
not
I
necessarily
agree.
an adaptation, but like a
Reimagining.
reimagining, because in the book it makes sense that you would read things, right? They could put the text from the book, but for a movie it would be boring as shit to watch a person read a book or like scroll through a fucking newspaper or something. So to have them actually have a visual to attach to his memories was like a great idea.
I agree. Good job, Spielberg.
Yeah.
So, and also the curator of the archives, I get a kick out of him. He's
Yeah.
fucking funny. He's just this little automatic, like, he's this automated robot dude. He's funny.
Yeah, and then it
You
turns
watch the
out to
movie,
be
you'll get-
Morrow.
Haha. Oh, we're skipping right to that. Okay.
Oh, fucking whatever, man.
Yeah, true. We're in spoiler territory now. So, Parzival figures out what the key to to winning the copper key is, and it's to go backwards.
Yeah. And when Halliday is like, go backwards, like pedal to the metal man, that's actually a reference to Bill and Ted.
I kind of figured. I was like, I feel like this is a reference to something
Yeah, it's
with how he's fucking smiling.
it's from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where they like use the time machine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, the race starts. Parzival doesn't go anywhere. Everybody's like, what the fuck? And then once everybody's like a significant distance away and he knows not everybody's going to fucking see him, he floors it backwards. And right before he fucking hits the wall, the floor drops out and he goes underneath the racetrack. And that part blew my goddamn mind because visually it is amazing.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched any Super Mario Maker stuff, you have probably seen the level where somebody takes World 1-1 from Super Mario Bros. On the NES, and they built it so that you go underneath, and you can see like
Cool.
the Goombas and the Koopas and everything like getting on like elevators that take them to where they need to be. Like it's a level based on the underlying mechanics of the level. And it's
Yeah.
incredibly cool to see. And they did the same thing in the movie.
See, what
So
it feels
as
like to me
Parzival's-
is you go ahead.
Okay. So as Parzival's driving backwards, you can see like the gears that are turning to like swing the wrecking balls. You can see the elevators that are taking obstacles up to get in the driver's ways. You see everything, and it's really just kind of really surreal because Parzival's just cruising. He's just driving backwards, and he just gets to enjoy the show pretty much. It's like, hey, good job, you figured it out.
There was
So
there
I
was
thought
a
it was
little
super cool.
detail in there, dude, that I thought was
there?
excellent. Is when he's reversing, he opens up his door so he can look out the side, because you can't look in your rear view or look behind you and see past the flux capacitor.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So it makes a little more sense why he was driving with his fucking door open.
Yeah, because like I personally when I drive in reverse, I use my mirrors.
Yeah.
Like some people lean over the back of the seat, or however you've seen your dad or your mom do it 20 times.
Yeah, either you use your mirrors or you physically look out the back windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was just how Parzival drove. I did not put two and two together there.
Yeah. And okay, dude, so this movie fucking made you cry. So once he ended that, and then they had their monologue about how everyone else kind of reached the copper key, like I was like slightly teary-eyed because I'm like, this is what video games could be like. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. No, I didn't choke up that.
No, but that was like the only moment, and then after that I'm like, yeah, but everything in this is fucking grimy and dirty, and I don't know why they made this whole beautiful video game world so dystopian looking. That's one of my major gripes why I don't give it a 10 out of 10 is this entire video game world where everyone wants things to be magical and like have everything you've ever wanted, and they just make it look dreary as shit.
I agree.
Where's the world made of neon colors?
Amen.
Like, I think they could have made a much bigger contrast from, like, the real world and the Oasis, because, like, even in the real world, it's like, super saturated. Like, everything is, like, grayish. There's a lot of overexposure and stuff. And then in the video game world, they do have, like, colors show through a lot better. But, like, the fact that all the buildings are still fucking brown and gray and boring, I don't know why they didn't, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are we ready to move on? Do you want to move on to the Jade Key?
Yeah, better move on.
Okay, so we move on to the Jade Key, and the Jade Key they decide to do as a team, like the high five. So they go and they realize that the Jade Key is a flick sync, not quite a flick sync like how they were in the book where you had to literally play through as the main characters.
Right.
They get put into The Shining. And it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, God.
Because H has never seen it. And everybody else is like, how the fuck have you never seen The Shining? And
Right.
H is like, I don't do scary movies. And that resonated with me because I avoid that shit like the plague. I hate scary movies. Do I consider The Shining like a horror movie? No, I think of it more as a thriller. But
Yeah.
still, it took me a very long time to see The Shining. So, it's funny because, like, they all know what's happening, and H is just wandering around. He encounters the two twin girls, who are still creepy as fuck. And then he gets washed away by the elevators that are filled with blood and everything. And then he gets thrown into the room with the fucking, like, naked zombie lady that comes out of the bathtub.
Yeah.
And that's also, fun fact, because we did mention this when we talked about the book, H is the same in the book. She is a girl. She's a black lesbian lady. And the only nod you get to her being a lesbian is when the naked zombie lady comes up, H is like, screw it, I can roll with this. And he, like, goes in before she actually starts, like, decaying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's either dedication to your character or you're a little gay. So I appreciated that nod to how H is in the books. And so it goes through all the things, and then just like in the book, Artemis gets the Jade Key first. So she usurps Parzival as the top scorer, and then everybody else gets it right after.
Yeah.
And then they don't actually get the crystal key before they go to Anorak's castle. The crystal key is at Anorak's castle, which they figure out.
Right. Which is different.
Yes. Because
Hold on, dude.
in the
Before we get to the crystal key and stuff, because a lot of stuff happened up to this point, when they're in, like, the discotheque or whatever,
that part was wicked.
yeah, I absolutely loved when he used the Zemeckis cube, because Zemeckis was Robert Zemeckis. He did Back to the Future, and when it, like, activates or whatever, it's like the little diddle-diddle from Back to the Future, and I was just, like, shaking Kari, like, it's the thing, and she just did not get it.
She's like, durr.
Yeah, and then also with shit, I had a thought.
You had a thunk?
I had a thought and it left. It'll come back to me, never mind.
The disco floor?
No, it wasn't the disco, it was something else that happened in between these keys.
Okay. Here.
Oh yeah, so when he gets the copper key and he's like the superstar all of a sudden and he's like buying stuff, it really bothered me that they reused certain franchises so often.
Mhm.
So like Capcom and Overwatch for sure, and then like Halo, and even like Back to the Future. But it's like when they're walking through there, and it's like, oh, it's the same 4 big franchises that we saw in the trailers, and the avatars, and that reference, and the reference during the battle. It's like they dumped all their money into Capcom, and they dumped all of their money into getting more rights for like Minecraft and stuff, and then they just kind of forgot to throw little things in for people.
Yeah.
Like that was one of my gripes, is they have certain key like high quality references, and they pretty much disregard a lot of smaller things. Like they have minor references like gun types and stuff, but I'm talking like you look at the avatars and you don't see like a Rystar avatar. You don't see like a Decap Attack like avatar, or any even like many 80s characters. They have so many modern ones now.
Yeah.
And to consider that they were so obsessed with the 80s and stuff, and then not show us a lot of 80s characters, is like a giant bummer.
I do agree. And I understand why they kind of modernized a lot of the references.
Well, yeah, to reach the audience.
But I also...
But like, why not have both?
Yeah,
like with such dense crowds, like you could have your Tracer and your Ryu and all that stuff up front, but why not throw us like a I don't know. Let me just look at my shelf.
Ah.
I don't know. I'm really drawing a blank. Like a Shadow Man in the background from like the N64 and Dreamcast game. I mean, small things to give us.
Yeah. I do definitely agree with that.
And another part of that, this is one of the reasons why it's not a 10 out of 10 for me, is because they're so selective on those high quality, high key references, they're missing a lot of things that we would expect to see in a world like that. So it's hard to kind of immerse yourself as much, because we know for a fact, you know, if this was a real thing, that there would be ass tons of people who wanted to look like Iron Man or the Hulk or Star Wars characters. But I mean, obviously they didn't have like any rights to practically anything Disney or Marvel or anything in that lexicon. Of course not. I mean, they barely had like Nintendo or Sega. Like they had Sonic in there, and they just kind of stick him in a corner.
I'm kind of surprised they got Batman in there.
Yeah, but Batman is DC Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying as an example, like...
Yeah, because that was one of the ones that they dumped so much money in, because they have a lot of DC characters in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a big part of that is the studio that produced it is more connected to them than they are Disney. But, like, it kind of ruins some of the immersion to be like, okay, we've seen Harley, we've seen Joker, we've seen all these. Where the fuck is my Captain America?
Yeah.
I mean, where the fuck is my Mario Bros?
I definitely agree.
That
is a bummer.
Not that their reference selections were bad. It's just there should have been like a variation to make it feel more real.
It's one of those things, like Sonic and Tails were in it, but you couldn't have somehow magically snuck Mario in there somewhere.
Yeah, and then,
at least like. And I know the people who own Mario and all that other stuff, like, they are a bunch of stingy bastards.
Right.
But to my knowledge, Wreck-It Ralph 2, which, you know, we already have a trailer for and everything, Mario is confirmed to be in that.
Nice. I mean, Wreck-It Ralph 1, they had Bowser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly it's not completely impossible to get the rights to use those characters for cameos. So why the fuck, for something like Ready Player One, which is literally centered around being whoever you want to be in video games and all this other stuff, how do they not get Mario in there?
Yeah. And then for like the giant battle scene, like every fucking character that's running out is a reference to something.
Yeah, literally every character.
And I mean, that's another thing, is every shot has like a million references of this character's from this character's from this character's from this. But there wasn't enough shots where it was like, here is this random avatar. It's like they saved these random avatars exclusively for like the high five or something, and then everyone else has to be a reference to something.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
It's yeah, I don't know, it's tough.
Anyways, I've practically already made all the mentions for why it didn't get a 10 now.
Yeah, I'll start talking about that in just a sec. I totally forgot about the thing we said we should do.
What was that?
About how we should design our own avatars and like what our weapon loadout and stuff would be.
Oh, fuck.
I totally forgot about that.
Everyone listening, what would your avatar be, and what 2 weapons would they have? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter. You know, you can find us at Infinity Games Podcast on Facebook or at Games_Podcast on Twitter. And in the next episode, we'll start it off with what ours would be. And if we have any suggestions or anyone else comments, we'll tell the world what you thought of.
Yes, I like it.
Can you dig that?
I dig it.
Good, because I forgot and I'm not coming up with something real quick.
Yeah, no, I like there were a few things that I did think of that I was like, obviously that's what I would have, but secret.
Yeah, so, I like 100% guarantee that Kelryx will be able to kick my ass in this regard.
To be fair, I have a much bigger pool to choose from.
I don't know if it's that. I think I'm just going to be looking for like what's cool. And you're going to be like, how am I going to wreck his butthole?
Well, no, mine's all shit that matters to me. It's all stuff that I would actually kill to have a working version of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, look forward to that. Look forward to that for episode 34. So, we're gonna start getting into what made Kelryx cry.
Oh no.
So, the crystal key they find out is at Anorak's castle, which of course the IOI locks out with a fucking giant force field. Just like in the book.
Yeah, that was kind of accurate.
We said it was a bad adaptation, not that it was completely unfaithful.
Just mostly.
Just mostly. Just like 90%.
Yeah.
1 out of 10? Okay, anyways.
Math jokes.
So of course, Parzival makes a speech. He's all, you know, I love the Oasis. I like the part where he's like, I know this is a groaner, but I found love. And I was like, my boy is self-aware.
Oh boy.
So he makes a big speech. Tons of people show up. Full on fucking war. Right? Obviously. So it's like H suits up in the Iron Giant. Parzival's driving around in his DeLorean fucking shit up. And then Daito, who has the gauntlet that lets you turn into a fucking robot, turns into the Gundam from Mobile Suit Gundam.
I knew you would lose your fucking mind.
And I knew I'd lose my mind from the fucking trailer, and then it actually happened, and I just had tears. Like I said, like it was like I choked back sobs. So I had to forcefully hold back legit crying.
You know, the only way that would have done it for me is if they kept the Neon Genesis references in there.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about Gundam like you do.
I know.
I acknowledge it for like what it's done for anime, especially in the West, and for the whole of Gundam. But like, zero fucks. They should have kept fucking Ava Unit 1 in there.
Agreed.
Get the rights.
Agreed. So, I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I very well might have. I can never remember. Gundam Wing was one of my first anime. Because obviously, as far as like first animes, air quotes, I don't count Pokemon. I don't count Digimon.
I do, but barely.
They are anime. They are. I just personally don't count them.
Yeah.
Gundam Wing was like my first real anime. I had to get, and it was only on at like 11 o'clock at night. I was 7. Or I was like 6 or 7. So obviously, I wasn't about to be able to fucking stay up that late and watch. Mom and Dad would never go for it. So I had to get Mom to record them on VHSs.
Nice.
So 9 times out of 10, because the actual showing times of the episodes were a little wonky, I would miss out on a good part of the episode, but it was still like, it was fucking amazing. Especially when you're that young, like giant robots. I've said it in a different podcast. I know it. Every boy on the planet, giant robots are dope as shit.
So dope.
I don't care who you are. They're fucking cool. So
Fun fact. Yeah, look, I got one now.
Hey.
I actually have Gundam Wing on VHS.
Ooh.
Like legit. So being a kid in like the late 90s, early 2000s, before the whole Naruto, Bleach, and whatever else, your selections for anime as a kid were so limited as far as VHSs went. So like I collect them, and the most common things I find: Pokemon, Digimon, Card Captors, Gundam Wing, in that order. Gundam Wing makes the top 5.
Yeah, even Dragon Ball Z is really hard to find on VHS.
Yeah, it's not as common as Gundam Wing.
No, which is very strange if you think about it, but yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
So, obviously, seeing the Gundam, and they did a damn good job animating it and doing the CGI on it. Like, it looked fucking good.
Yeah.
So that got me. I was like, this is literally my fucking dream.
Sorry, I think the point I was trying to get at was it meant a lot to a lot of people. It was very popular. But
it was very popular. So
it was funny because when he became the Gundam, it like he's up in the sky and it's like pshing, does his pose, and I'm like, hey, it's that thing from the trailer. And then I realized that there were so many things from the trailer that I was seeing in the movie, and it felt like they shot it specifically so they could like isolate someone and like have that shot for the trailer without giving anything else away. And I'm like, wow, this really takes me out of the movie.
Yeah. But so that got my dick rock hard. And that was when like the emotion started coming into it. I was like, oh fuck.
Oh no.
So bunch of stuff happens. Parzival throws a holy hand grenade, which I got a huge kick out of.
Yeah.
Monty
Python. Yeah.
So that part was fucking cool. I was like, oh yes, thank you. And then Parzival goes in, he fights off a bunch of Sixers. He fucks up Sorrento with a fucking Hadouken.
Yeah, that shit got me rock hard.
That shit got me. I was like, yes. So that shit was fucking crazy. Like he does like this like really awesome like punch and kick combo, and then he like backflips and he's like Hadouken. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, you know what, dude, I was sad because the theater got so loud at that point that I couldn't hear what he said. And I was like, fuck, was that a Hadouken or like a Kamehameha?
A Kamehameha. Anyways. But yeah, so he does a Hadouken. Yes, he does audibly say Hadouken.
Yeah, I was able to hear it. Oh, fuck, it's one of these.
I heard it. I was lucky enough that like our theater was pretty dead.
Oh yeah, but, ours was packed.
Yeah, ours was very dead, so we got lucky. But so he like fucks up Sorrento, and then game ends the same. Getting the copper key is the same as completing the Easter egg in the book. Yeah. It's doing the Easter egg in Adventure on the Atari 2600,
which I get a kick out of.
Yeah, Jukebox gets a kick out of.
Yeah, because Warren Robinett made Adventure, and he was the first guy to ever put his name in a game. Because back then, Atari was like, no, fuck you, you don't get your name. Fuck your royalties.
I just totally lost my train of thought. So, he completes it, gets the Easter egg, and then the other thing, and this will kind of lead into, in my opinion, probably like the end of this podcast, is he gets teleported once he completes it. He gets teleported to this like recreation of Halliday's bedroom. And he talks with a virtual recording of Halliday. And Halliday's like, congratulations, here's the Easter egg, blah, blah, blah. And the part that like really made me fucking lose it was Halliday talks about how he never felt like he belonged.
Yeah.
Because he was socially awkward. Video games were the only thing that he truly enjoyed. He had very few friends, if any at all that. And that hit me really hard because I had a lot of those same things growing up. It's like, for the most part, nobody I hung out with gave a fuck about video games.
Hi.
And until Jukebox, right? So, but I didn't meet Jukebox until second grade. So, and then it's like, Jukebox and I met, we were besties, and then we both kind of like went our separate ways before coming back. So Jukebox and I were like constantly fucking together all the time. And then for a little while we were like...
Not.
Yeah, just not. So, especially for me, it's like, nobody cared about Pokemon. Nobody cared about anime. Nobody cared about Dragon Ball Z and Metabots and Transformers and all this other shit that was literally like my entire life. Like, nobody gave a shit about Yu-Gi-Oh! Nobody gave a shit about... And it's like, I caught a lot of shit and I got ridiculed a lot for that stuff. So, Halliday talking about not belonging and not feeling like he was normal and all that, like, I bawled my fucking eyes out. Because that just took me straight back to my fucking childhood. Because nowadays, I could give a shit. Right? But when you're a young kid and people are telling you that the things you love are wrong, it fucks you up.
Yeah.
It fucks you up. Like, I felt weird as shit for not liking hockey and loving sports, and like, I felt bad if I brought up a video game, or I felt bad if somebody was like, oh, what are you doing after school? And I was just like, I'm hoping I can see Kirby on TV. Right?
Dude, you're cutting out so hard. I only caught a little bit of that, but I get where you're going.
Yeah, right? So, that shit just fucked me right up. Like, I was like trying to like dab my tears and all that. I was trying to like, I'm like, fuck, it's not stopping.
Yeah.
So
that part hit me a little bit, just not nearly as hard.
Yeah, like that shit fucked me up. And like even my old man gave me shit because I watched like Sailor Moon and Powerpuff Girls. He was like, these aren't boys shows, and I'm like, oh, well, I like them so.
And then it turns out 20 years later, once you have the internet, and every fucking boy in existence loved Sailor Moon. You just didn't know.
Yeah, that's just it. That's
fucking society and their masculinity roles and all that horse shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck that noise.
It's funny because I think I may have saw like one episode of Sailor Moon because I remember my sister liked it, but like we had peasant vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I completely missed like Ninja Turtles and Transformers and Gundam and Escaflowne and Toonami and like all that shit. And by the time I had fucking satellite, it was like, SpongeBob.
Ooh, back that up if you Escaflowne, bae. That was like I loved Gundam Wing from the little bit I saw, and then Escaflowne was on at a time where I could watch it every fucking weekend.
I know that gave you a boner.
8-year-old Kelryx was on cloud fucking 9.
So, Kari has like the entire series on the Bandai DVD release.
Yeah, one day I'll rewatch it all.
Yeah, at one point I'll watch it for the first time and I'll be like, man, you had shitty taste as a kid.
Yeah, it's not good. It did not age well. It really did not age well. But,
you know what, dude, I just realized that I'm rocking back and forth on my chair. I wonder if it's going to sound like I'm coming in and out of existence on the recording.
That'd be pretty cool. So, But yeah, I can't
Ready
think
Player
of
One
much.
gave the feels.
Ready Player One gives the fucking feels, especially if, and this is partly what I wanted to go off of. If we do have any listeners who are younger, first of all, I apologize for my language.
I don't.
Do not be me.
We are flagged as explicit. Go talk to your parents.
Yeah, I also really don't care. Swearing does not make you a bad person. But if you've ever been in that situation where you felt like liking the things that you like makes you a fucking terror, like makes you wrong, fuck that. Like, you're good. Rock your shit. You will find other people who fucking love that stuff. Like, you should see how excited I got. One of my supers on site here, I just found out he has like a Funimation account and a Crunchyroll account. He literally gets such a kick out of my Attack on Titan sweater that it's just, I'm
Nice.
like, fuck yes.
You know, if it wasn't for the fact that you were like my best friend as a kid, I probably would have felt a lot of the same. Because, I mean, I think I've got more hardcore into it through my teens than I did when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, it was like, oh, video gaming, cool. And I didn't know shit about anything about video games. But, like, I was totally into it. But, like...
Whereas I was a spoiled little brat and had all the things.
But, like, I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you were into Yu-Gi-Oh! So we were both into Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't have someone telling me it was weird or something.
So, pause game?
I don't know who's calling. We'll see.
So, Jukebox and I just had like a little like couple minute pause where we discussed things because a phone was ringing. And during that discussion, we realized that when we were talking about this guy that we both used to be very good friends with, he was one of the main perpetrators for making us feel like what we enjoyed was bad.
Yeah.
Because he was obsessed with sports. He was obsessed with like crude movies, and like he went through some shit. So I won't completely fault him for turning out the way he did.
Right.
But it's still not right to put other people's opinions through the fucking shitter. So it just goes to show that people who tell you that you're wrong are not right. So take that in spades. If you love Pokemon, love Pokemon. And I've told people before, Pokemon is a hell of a lot deeper than a lot of people give it credit for. People are like, oh, it's dumb, you're just fighting creatures. And I'm like, okay, well, what about EVs and positive natures and competitive movesets and all this other shit that there are tens of thousands of dollars in tournament monies for this shit?
Yeah, it goes deeper than any one of us.
It goes way deeper. Like, I remember, quick story here. When I first started learning what competitive Pokemon was, I got one of my other buddies into it, one of our other buddies into it.
Right.
And we went over to Jukebox's one day. We had both built a team of 6 Pokemon. We were like, fuck it, we're going to battle. And nobody understood what we were doing. Like, literally, our one buddy, Mohawk Man, he was watching my buddy. I think Jukebox was watching me. And they knew to be quiet during, because otherwise they could give shit away.
Yeah.
And then after the fight, or after the battle, which I won because I had more experience, my buddy was a little newer to it still. Mohawk Man was like, why'd you switch out of Scissor? He's super powerful. And he's like, because the other guy knows Flamethrower. I can't eat that. I will die. And he's like, oh, that's a good point.
Oh, boy.
Still weird that you switched, though. Why would you switch in the middle of a battle? Because I would lose the Pokemon.
Oh, boy.
So,
I mean, that's just type advantages, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
like, that's basic
I got
shit. But
what was going on, but at that point, I had never EV or IV trained anything. I hadn't done breeding or anything, but I knew what it was.
Yeah, Jukebox is wise in the ways of the internet.
Yeah. Fucking Google Foo is on point.
Yeah. So, again, that's something that you will take back from Ready Player One if you watch it. You're gonna enjoy it, especially if you like video games.
Yeah. Actually, I think you're gonna like super enjoy it if you really like movies too.
Yeah, because it's really pretty.
Well, no, I mean like the reference-wise still, because like The Shining and
there's
like,
a lot, yeah.
all of the Back to the Future stuff, and then like characters. There's a lot from movies, not just like video games.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
Yeah. Do you have any more thoughts on it? Because I can't think of anything specific as far as like references or like why it was great or why it wasn't and stuff like that.
No, I think I'm good. End of the day, I fucking loved it. It's honestly my favorite movie of all time now, because like I said, and honestly, I hate to repeat myself, but like it made me cry.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me cry.
You know, and it's.
I mean, well, okay, Jukebox 5-starring me when I was very sweaty. That made me cry. But yeah, that fucked us both up. Anyways, your best friend's wet.
I didn't even expect that either. I was just like, oh, he's gonna like scream and he's gonna like slap me back in the belly or something.
Yeah, no, tears, tears. So
fuck me, I'm a horrible person.
That's what I've been telling you for years.
Damn it.
So
yeah, I think
go ahead.
I was gonna say I think we can wrap this up. And end of the day,
yeah.
Horrible adaptation, great movie, references galore. Go blow your mind.
Go buy the book. Go buy the book.
Yeah. This ends our two-part on Ready Player One. I'm sure we'll reference it a billion times from now on.
Yeah, actually.
So, end of podcast?
I think end of podcast.
Okay, thanks, bye. If anyone made it this far, subscribe, follow.
We love you.
That too.
And tell us what your avatar would look like and what weapons you'd have in Ready Player One.
Yeah, we're on the social medias.
Yay!
Okay, thanks, bye.
Bye.